Coming up next on BBC Two, it's the BradWOTO stream, but first, it's time for What Picture Has Bradley Drawn Onto a Piece of Paper?
Time to guess what D&D picture Bradley has drawn onto a piece of paper today.
What D&D picture did I draw on a piece of paper today? What do you think it was? Gary and Death's wedding photo. Wedding dress reaper holding a D20, the tattoo I want, someone draw it for me. A Skaven enjoying some cheese. A mimic. A health potion. A mimic toilet. Mind Flayer budget meeting, an airship in the desert. What do you think, guys? You guys think what I have drawn is a Skaven enjoying some cheese? I can reveal to you now, in fact, what I have drawn for you is a fucking beholder. You motherfuckers. Look at that shit. What did you think it was gonna be? Come on. A beholder. You fools. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Sunday stream. It's time to start a new campaign of D&D. For you to play. You people. You people can play this one. The general public. Disgusting. Peasantry. For the peasantry. Peasantry scream. I almost gets that dang. Dang it. Damn. That's right, babies. It's time for campaign 2. Still a 100% kill rate with beholders? I think so. I haven't put one in a campaign in forever. It's been a while. I did put one into Oracle's Rest. It was like a zombie beholder. I don't think it killed anyone, so I don't know if that counts or not. True beholders, yeah. Beholderkin, maybe not. I also like really went easy on them with it. It probably would have killed a bunch of them if I was being legit. You know, DMs understand. DMs understand. Already dead. So it counts. Yeah. It counts. Let me just check this one thing for Oracle's Rest. New episode of Oracle's Rest last night. Live today on YouTube if you watch on YouTube. And another one next week, I guess. The problem is they are never going to end this. So there's just a new campaign on Table Story. Because I can't get them to progress. They actually did a decent amount of progression last night, to be fair. But I truly thought that we'd have been done by now. What a nightmare. The other problem with Oracle's Rest is I blend quests together a lot of the time. Because it's an MMO, so they take like 3 quests at once. And quite often when they're like doing a quest, it activates another thing that happens because it's just a constantly moving world. There's going to be a lot of noise, by the background noise, if you can hear all that background noise today. I figure it doesn't matter too much because we're just campaign building, but because it's raining outside, it's just a lot of noise. Rain equals noise. But they often like run into other things in that campaign. So like they'll be investigating a dragon cult and they'll uncover some sort of skeleton creature that tells them something about the Lich King. So then they go off on a bit of a tangent about the Lich King, and then they stumble into a different dungeon altogether that just is a completely random thing that they start doing, and then they get back to their original quest, and then, you know, I don't know, some other fucking random thing happens. So quite a lot of the time in that campaign, like stuff just rolls into other stuff. For example, during the first or second session, they aggroed an assassin's guild, which is now a thing that's going to happen to them at some point. You know. Ooh, better get home then. What's happening to Tom? Oh, the rain. Oh, it did. Yeah, I suppose it does seem like the rain hits you just a little bit after me. Well, it started raining a while ago, to be fair. Maybe it just completely missed you somehow. Like your next door neighbour's house is covered in rain, but I thought it was going to be 3 episodes. Me too. Planned for 3 episodes. It's just become an online campaign, I know. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It is just a little bit more effort than usual though, so it's a bit tiring, and it's extra tiring when like I don't really get anything for it. You know, I'm not being paid to do it or anything, and it's just a thing that I like to do for my friends. But to add on the streaming element to it is quite hard to do. It's good that Table Story gets some subs, but I don't really see any of that money, so that goes back into the business, back into the company, into Wax Stevens' back pocket. That's where that fucking goes. That thieving slag. Yeah, you know, a few subs here and there is nice though, I suppose. Before we start, I did some research and it turns out Gary isn't dead. Per the Ballad of Gary, he cannot die. Well, people write songs about... I mean, Gary sort of isn't dead though, is he? He sort of just becomes a demigod living with death instead of passing on, so fuck you. That's that DM spin, baby. We got it bad overnight. Yeah, me too. I woke up needing to piss in the middle of the night, went to, because I need to piss 3 times a night at the moment. It's the best. Just because I'm on so much medication. I'm actually like tapering off the medication, so it's not as bad, but needed to piss middle of the night, and realized there was a full-on like thunderstorm situation happening, because like my room has blackout windows and I had the door closed, so I didn't know. But while I was pissing, the fucking room lit up and it freaked me out so bad. I thought someone was behind me with a torch. I'm just standing there in my pants. Dude, the fucking lightning. And then I stood there like, oh, I wonder when the thunder's going to hit. And it never did. And it weirded me out so badly. I came in here and looked out the window because I was like, I wonder what the storm looks like at fucking, I don't know when it was, 4 a.m. Running the risk of waking up too much, you know? But I also knew that my night, I haven't fucking slept in weeks, months. So I just looked out the window and looked at the storm. But it wasn't that impressive, to be honest. It was a waste of my time. Should have just got straight back in bed. But yeah, there was a pretty mad storm last night. But then it stopped and then started again just as me and Liam were like, should we go for a walk? Should we want to go outside? And me and Liam were like, yeah, let's go outside and get out of our houses. Hey, do you want to leave the crypt today? Yeah, sure. Rain. The rain began. We want wank to eat or whatever. Yeah, I'll allow it. I don't know what Tech was up to. He was in the chat room fucking getting people to subscribe so that his character would actually take part or something like that is what he was doing. But I wasn't able to pay attention because there's too much going on. It's so hard to run those things and also like be aware of the chat and shit like that, you know. There's just so much going on, especially since there was like combat, and I'm like, I did literally shot myself in the foot on purpose last night with the combat, which you'll see if you watch it. I knew it was happening. Made me laugh so much. We love it. We goddamn love it. I love it here. I love playing and running D&D, but it does take a lot of energy. It is hard to do. Even this is hard to do. I woke up this morning quite tired because I spent... I sort of haven't really stopped for a few days. Been going. Friday we did the extra stream of whatever that office game was called. Saturday I got up very early and worked on a load of stuff for Oracles, and then worked on a load of stuff for Cura. And then ran a game last night, you know. And then this morning got up and I had to do some stuff around the house, and I had to do some really annoying real life things like pay bills and shit, which was surprisingly difficult to do because their website was trash. You know, when you're like, hey, do you want me to pay this or not? Fix your website. I did a bunch of shit like that, and then set up some stuff for this. Like I made a new intro. It looks similar, but it's different because we're on campaign 2. Made everything look a little different. And I was sitting there thinking like, man, am I gonna eat my neighbors? I'm thinking, am I gonna have to string up and eat my neighbor? I was sitting there thinking, do I have the energy? Like, it's not much a question of physical energy, but creative brain energy. You know, any creative types. Most of you are fucking engineers and accountants and shit, so you have no creativity whatsoever. And I can safely say that because I've known you all for long enough now, and you guys try and say funny things or creative things in the chat, and it's the worst. It's embarrassing. But creative energy, there's only so much of it you have in a day, or a week or a month or whatever. If you're creating something, imagining something, generating something, even if you're getting something to help you, we're going to randomly generate this whole thing today, but I'm still going to have to activate that creative energy. There's a finite amount of that in me, most days, that I can use. So when I use it to do a bunch of like improv stuff on a Friday night, then create 2 campaigns worth of content on a Saturday morning, then run a game where I'm having to improvise constantly and create things immediately when people ask me questions. What's on the walls? I don't know. Scratches and cheese. You know, like you just have to come up with all this stuff, and then we were like, create a world. I was like, do I have the energy? We'll find out. We'll find out in weeks from now when this campaign, no one's watching it, and it's the worst thing on the entire internet. But it's hard, man. There's the soul is willing, but the brain doesn't always have the creative energy. That being said, I'm not saying I don't have the energy to do this. I'm just like, this seems like I shouldn't, like I won't. It feels like I don't have the energy for this, but we're gonna do it anyway, because you're gonna pay me for it, right? Campaign 2. Now we're gonna play the actual game next week, but this week we're gonna do exactly what we did with campaign 1, which is just create everything. We created the world, we created the character, and then we created the adventure, sort of. The adventure will just unfold itself as we play, I think. But, you know, there was a very simple main quest that we came up with, which was go west and defeat the Hutchton matriarchy in the previous campaign. I figured we should just do that again, because it's fun. I have no reason to sit and generate an entire new world and campaign for this. So I think that what we'll do is what we did last time, which was use the world building Reddit tables to give us a framework, and then create and generate a planet. I think that going into this new world's planet creation, world creation, what I'd like to do is make sure that it's different. So if we get any of the stuff that seems similar, we roll again, you know, so that it's definitely different. And we'll just create the entire world using these tables here to give us a framework, and then go off of the back of that and get in and create an entire thing. However, there are some other things that I wanted to do. I wanted to refine the way that you can play, because I think that there were some things that made it difficult. It's too clunky. D&D is too difficult for a group of 100 people playing one character to do without refining it down. Shadow came up with a good idea. Shadow came up with an overly complex good idea, and I was like, Shadow, what I want to do is simplify this whole process. And he wrote me a 3-page document on how to simplify by overcomplicating it. And I said, I like this 3-page document that you've come up with. I'm going to simplify that down to 1 sentence, which is just that I think the way to approach this is that the character has an item slot, a potion slot, and then and 2 magic items that they are attuned to, and that's all they're carrying. So like an active item would be what it would be. I think normal items are whatever. You know, he's got like a pencil case. He's got a pencil case. You know what I mean? He's got some paper. He's got some paper. Or she. Or they. Or Z. We don't know yet. We're going to create the character today. And then you have a potion slot. So think like a Dark Souls. You know, in Dark Souls, they just have my favorite game, the fucking 4 item slots in the bottom. And you just use those. And I know you can switch them out or whatever before you're all like, well, actually, technically, they're just the ones that are on. Just shut the fuck up. And just shut the fuck up right now. Because I know that you're about to. But basically, you just have those. And then that way, when you find a new magic item, you choose the item. Do you know what fucking kills me? I'm not going to tell you, actually, because you're all going to ruin it. But one day, okay, remember this in your minds. One day, one day, I can't tell you anything about it. So you just choose the item that you have. So we have, I know that was random, but I can't. Sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, I can't speak about any of this stuff. So we have like an active item slot. So that would be like potentially just a normal, an item that does something, that is a functioning item. So a mechanical item, right? Not just a pencil and paper. You'd still have your inventory. A potion slot, so you have one potion that you keep. It could be a healing potion, could be a potion of fire breath, could be a potion of giant strength. We don't know. And then 2 magic items, because I think magic items are more important. And then those are your items. Now, when you get a new potion, you completely replace the new one. You just have a potion bottle, and what potion is in that bottle is the only thing that matters. Everyone in the world can only carry 1 potion bottle. Oh, and the other thing was a scroll slot. A scroll slot. 2 magic items, so just whatever magic items they might be. Could be a sword, could be a staff, could be a necklace, could be an armor. We don't know, but the 2 magic items that you're currently attuned to are the 2 magic items that you have. You can't carry anymore. You can't attune to anymore. When you put on one piece of armor and replace it with another, that other one just vanishes. It's gone forever. And then that way we keep it much more simple, and then you can remember what you have. That way when we put up options on the poll for the screen for like, what do you want to use? What do you want to do? That's what I want to simplify. When there's like too many, the creative options are always great. You know what I mean? Like whatever the creative option is, you know, oh, we seduce the building. You know, I want to seduce the building. That's fine. That's just whatever. But the mechanical sort of just like, and predominantly combat stuff really, of like attack. We just want to be attacking with a sword, you know? You don't want it to be this over complex, like there's all these spell slots, all these different things. You're going down your spell slots on your page. It takes forever to think about what you're going to do on your turn when you're playing like a wizard or something. In a normal game, let alone this, where it's like fast paced and there's other people that are suggesting what to do, and and the vote is on the screen already, and you don't know what any of these spells mean. What the fuck is fairy fire? Is that going to burn someone? I guess I'll vote for that. You know, and then you're like, I don't know what that means. If you've never played D&D before, unless you have like D&D knowledge, I feel like the last campaign was a little inaccessible when it came to some of those options. I'm sure it was fine to watch, but I'd like it to be more accessible for just people coming in and being like, attack means attack. Fire means fire. Fireball. I use fireball and it does fireball, and that's it. So, I think that what I was thinking originally here, in this world, all magic is scrolls though? What if there aren't any natural mages before we create anything in the world? What if there aren't any natural mages? What if you don't summon magic through a spell book, through sorcery, through a warlock? You simply cast all your spells through a scroll. And then that way, we can roll. You can either find scrolls, or you can win a scroll on the wheel spin, and that goes into your scroll slot. So that's how you cast the one spell you have. That way you've only got one spell to use. You can it could be a cure wounds spell, it could be a fireball, it could be fairy fire, it could be teleport, it could be fly. You know, whatever it is, there's just the one spell, and then that way we can just say, okay, this is the current spell scroll you have. You can cast it. It doesn't matter what level it is. It doesn't matter what spell slots. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. You use the scroll. It's consumable. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just have that one spell locked in, and that's the spell you have. I don't know if it matters. I think it might be fun to just have you have a spell scroll, and that's your spell. Like HXH thingy, using cards for spells. Never watched it, but glad that absolutely not original. So I thought, like, what might be a good idea is you have a spell scroll that you cast from. I don't know if it needs to be consumable or not. I can't tell because I can't tell how many spell scrolls you're going to get. My instinct was to say consumable, and then I thought about it and was like, maybe it would be better to just keep one spell, you know, and then you can repeatedly use it. So everyone in the world is able to use magic scrolls, but there isn't really like wizards. Maybe there is. Maybe there's a few, but it's like rare as shit, like Gandalf. There's like 4 wizards, right, in Lord of the Rings, in all of history. So like, you know, maybe there's a few, maybe we'll see how it rolls. But I think for most everyone, they just use this. That also limits the enemies and what they can do. So, you know, you're predominantly, this sort of reduces the game down a little bit to a very boots on the ground, sword and board game, where every now and then you'll come up against someone who, maybe they have a spell scroll of fireball, but if you kill them, you get that spell scroll of fireball. So that way, so this is what I was thinking that you have here. So let me just, you have an item slot, a potion slot, magic item 1, magic item 2, and scroll slot, right? And then we know what is in this. And we have, you know, and then you just fill these with what you have. What active item do you have? So really sort of like active items. I don't know what you would call them really, but there are some in the game that are mechanical items. Potion, magic item, scroll. So all magic in the world is scrolls. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe that would work. This was essentially so this was born out of what Shadow came up with, which isn't really what Shadow came up with, but I took what Shadow just gave me, the inspirational spark to be like, oh yeah, I know how to do this now. And then I went, let's do it this way. So, only non-playable species can cast magic without scrolls. Yeah, maybe something like that. Or maybe they have wands, or maybe there's something there that we can do instead, you know, because you could find potentially a wand of fireballs or something like that. Now, I still think that there is something like a spell wind in the world, so there is an unstable magic, wild magic element that is providing the wheel spin stuff. Because otherwise, how do you justify any of the random shit that will happen, no matter what? But I thought maybe that would be the best way to go about this. And then we essentially just create, you know, like a champion fighter, whatever the most basic D&D class is, which I think is just a champion fighter. Because there's really no reason to play anything else other than that. The magic situation, you can't play any caster class. So that reduces you down to like 3 classes. And honestly, some of the others are just too confusing. I think rogue and monk and stuff and all that, with all the extra things they can do, is too confusing. Again, I want people to be able to just join in. And while, yes, many people would be like, well, a fighter is so boring. Yeah, in your home game, but for this, I don't think it will be. I think that there's enough going on that the character just running in and stabbing things is good enough. Yeah, thanks, Shadow. Shadow came in with a bit of a save there. Fighter's only boring if you're boring. I mean, yeah, but this isn't a typical D&D game. I'd like it to feel as much like a D&D game as possible, and I obviously want to use the structure of D&D to produce everything, but I also want to make it completely accessible for everyone. And just the more that I can get you guys to be involved, the better. I don't really want to be playing it myself, just playing D&D by myself. If I was going to do that, I would literally just be like, hey Maya, what are you doing every Sunday? Want to play a one-on-one D&D campaign? And just do that, you know? And then Maya plays the character. By the way, this is what we'll do next. Maya plays the character, or Leah, or someone, I don't know, whoever wants to fucking bother. plays the character and you spin the wheel for him, you know. But as it sits right now, you're the player character, including, you know, you who knows everything about D&D more than me, and that guy behind you who doesn't know anything about D&D because they just walked in and they're like, where's PewDiePie? Are you gonna play PUBG? You know, maybe that guy wants to play D&D, just doesn't know it exists. So I want it to be as inclusive as possible. I know that you know, whatever. So how does weapons work in D&D? You can only hold one or more. In normal D&D, you can have multiple weapons. There's a couple of different ways that people run inventory in D&D, but generally in D&D you have a weight. So it's like any other video game, Fallout or Dark Souls or whatever, where you have an inventory weight limit, and you become over encumbered if you're carrying too much stuff. So this is why I think the bag of holding was invented, but generally speaking, you can only carry so much weight. Some people do it with inventory slots. I personally just don't give a shit. I just say if you can't realistically carry a house with you, so just don't be a dickhead about it. And you know, if you're carrying a few things, great. So in normal D&D, you'd have as many items as you can have. Literally, it's just what can your character carry? Can your character realistically carry 7 claymores? Now some people play I think Matt Mercer developed a sort of inventory slot thing based on your strength, which I think is a good idea, which simplifies it a bit for people who don't want to be calculating every pound they're carrying, which is so annoying. Some people want to play like that and some people don't. So there's that kind of thing. In this, I think your character will be able to justifiably carry more than... This isn't just your entire inventory. But your weapon is the one that is equipped. So it'll be the same thing. The character will probably just start with a sword and a shield. But maybe you'll find a magic sword, which I think would count towards one of your magic items here. Maybe they find a magic shield or whatever. Otherwise, they just have a selection of different weapons. You sort of need that because you need the ability to switch between melee and ranged, basically. For the most part, it might be that you're engaging with something within range of your sword, you know, or spear or whatever you're using. So you'll have a sword and you'll be using that, but you also want the ability to switch to a longbow or something, or a crossbow, or you know, throwing javelins or something like that, to be able to engage with creatures that are potentially at range. You might find that you could have a whole combat in which one half of the group... I've always wanted to do this, by the way. I've been setting this up in Oracle's Rest for years, and I might do this next week, but we'll see. The thing is, they're very good at... They got a lot going on, but the idea of just like there is just a chasm between you. You're on one side and they're on the other. Now you can get creative and try and get over the chasm and stuff like that. You can teleport and you can create things or whatever, but just if you're in that situation where they're on one side and you're on the other and you don't have any ranged abilities or weapons, you're not doing anything, so it sucks. So you can switch between different weapons, and there are different things available. So it'll be the same in this. You'll have your standard inventory as well as these active slots, just reducing the amount of random shit you can do. Mainly spells. I think spells plus the wild shape ability plus any magic items you had and all of your potions and things were just mad. No one's going to remember all of it. You know, there are 5 people in this chat room that remember absolutely everything that has ever happened to them. They're like a machine. Their brains are machines that they control F and find the information. The rest of us can't fucking think like that, let alone if you're coming in halfway through a stream and halfway through a campaign. So I really wanted to reduce that. So that's what I'm thinking for just changes to the mechanics of play, really. Everything else is just going to be pretty standard D&D stuff. Continues to be procedurally generated in front of our eyes. My backup GM is ChatGPT, co-GM. So let's take a look at the I guess let's just start. Let's just begin the build. Let's begin building the world. Rexunder was our first world. And what we're going to do is we're going to randomize everything again. We're using behind the tables world building here. And we start with a D8, the size of the world, which I'll roll in here so you can all see. It's going to look a little scuffed today for some of the things. But you should be able to see everything. Yep, 3. 3. Huge. Already different. It was a tiny world, wasn't it, before? Rexunder, a tiny world. The world size is huge. With concerted effort over many generations, a world map can be created with many gaps. Wow, so they don't even know the size of the world. Alright. The climate of the world is... And the ones that are D20s you can roll on, but I don't have a dice roller for the other dice yet. Which I was going to sit and maybe try and figure out, but became just such an enormous task that I got scared and didn't. So just you'll have to live without... If anything's a D20, you get to roll it, but beyond that, I'll roll it for you. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. The climate of the world is a D12. And this is just a framework. We'll refine this at the end. 12, mild. A comfortable amount of sun, rain, and cloud cover. Okay, so it's just a normal world so far. Land masses. The world is composed of a D10, 3, several distinct continents. Dude, a world. It's just a normal world right now. It's the background image. I did it. I finally got my background image. I generated this image. Rexunder, a normal world. The magic in the world is... Now this one I'm going to pick. Extremely rare. Because that way we can introduce the thing. Extremely rare. There are a few practitioners of magics. It is mostly the realm of rumor or legend. No. Well, we can leave that. However, there exists an unstable spell wind in the world, causing oddities that range from tiny happenstance, a change of eye color, a sudden apparition of a potion, all the way up to massive catastrophes, tidal waves, monsters suddenly appearing, etc. Okay? And that is literally just a wheel spin. Do we add catastrophe? Oh, no. It's tempting though, isn't it? Straight up catastrophe. It just says the word catastrophe. It's the opposite of Deus Ex. What do you think? I just feel bad whenever you guys pay money and then the roll comes in and it's bad. I don't know if you guys care or not, but I'm like, oh, I feel bad because they were like paying because they wanted to save the guy, and then a tidal wave happens. You know? We'll think about it. We'll think about it. Okay, technology on a D6. A 5. That's pretty high, right? Slightly advanced. Gunpowder. Bro. Technology is slightly advanced. Gunpowder can be found, as well as steam power contraptions, in parts of the world. Cool. Here we go, a D20. You can start rolling. Wait, no, you can't. I haven't turned the bot on. Hold on. Let me quickly turn the bot on. I forgot that I have to do the bot. Anything that's a D20, you guys can roll. Okay. Exclamation point roll D20 in the chat. A unique characteristic of this world as determined by you in the chat room. What will it be? Four. The world is in the midst of an apocalypse. I'm not doing another apocalyptic campaign. Roll it again. Keep rolling. I'm not doing it. Keep rolling. I ain't doing it. I'm not having this fucking thing write my current campaign again. There is an overabundance of a mineral. Another D20. Keep rolling. It's so random. This is the most random thing ever. A 2. Silver. Everything is made of silver. Okay. The silver world. The silver city's back. So another unfinished thing that really is annoying. A hangnail in my brain forever. There is an overabundance of silver in this world. What creates silver? Where's Keeper? Who's my neurodivergent? Who knows about? Summon the neurodivergent. A king. An ancient king. A slightly offensive ancient king. Summon the neurodivergent of geology. Yes, bring me one. I don't care. Bring me one. We need to learn everything there is to know about silver. What creates silver? Where does it come from? What does it do? Any of you? There's got to be someone in here whose hyperfixation and special subject is rocks, minerals. Silver is an element. What do you mean, what creates it? Where does it come from? Silver is formed from sulfur compounds. Bam. Done. Demons. That's what I was asking. God! You see the difference between me and you guys? That's the difference right there. That's all I wanted. I need you to go, well, silver is actually made from sulfur. And I go, sulfur? Sulfur is demons. That means there's demons in this world. Lots of demons. Demons. Raj, why do you have a work account? Can't you just log in your account? What's happening? Alright. Cool. So there's an overabundance of silver in this world. Okay, so hang on. What did you say? Silver is formed. I knew there was one. Thank you, Max. From sulfur compounds within the earth. Demons? Question mark? Do you see now? This is how you do it. This is how we do it. Demons could be prevalent in this world. There's just snoopers. Yeah, fair enough. The world is dominated by a D8. The world is dominated by a D8. 8. An otherworldly power. Demon? There's a campaign that I've been wanting to run, and I'm not going to tell you it now because it's very possible that it will be the next thing I run. Yeah, I know, after the Mistlight 2 interlude. The world is, what did it say? The world is dominated by demons. Okay. Naturally occurring races include... Alright, let's see. I don't think I care that much about this. I think we might just skip this because demi-humans are common, but humans are rare. We can take that as a basis, but I probably won't use it because of the random nature of this game. I keep forgetting about Miss Light too. Well, it'll be it's gone through many different iterations, and it's probably now just going to be a straight up direct sequel, but a slightly smaller thing than like a big long campaign like Cura or Roto or something. Okay, D20, a cataclysm that faced this world in the past was. This is you, D20. Start rolling. We'll take the second roll from now on. Not that 14. The next one. Keep rolling. Keep going. Keep going. A cataclysm that faced the world in the past. 17. A fool wizard performed a wish spell that tore at the very fabric of existence. Done. Absolutely makes sense now. A fool wizard performed a wish spell that tore at the very fabric of existence, upending the rules of magic, creating the spell wind, reducing the ability for mere mortals to cast spells with ease, and allowing in the demons. Who rule now, I guess. Perfect. Fool of a wizard. He needs a name and he needs to be a fool. Who is the fool? Whack Stephen. The great wizard, Whack Stephen. Fool of a wizard. Nice, that's perfect. Another D20. The world was created by individual legends may vary. Let's go. Another D20, please, chat. This one's on you. It's the last one. A D20. We'll take the second roll, so not that 15 from Rage. Keep going. The key is to look out for the block caps at BradWOTO that it does. That 15 will do it. It was created by an experiment run amok by a god. No, keep rolling. We're not doing this again. I'm not having 16 campaigns in a row. All be experiments from gods. Keep going. We go again. A 17. It was created as one of many experiments. Keep going. Keep fucking going. An 8. Hatched from the egg of a world-bearing chicken. Okay, you know what? The starting city believes the world was created by being hatched from the egg of a world-bearing chicken. This is the most Vikings thing. I'm watching Vikings at the moment as well. The starting city. Should we create the starting city? Thank you so much. That all goes towards a wheel spin. Which will probably do nothing today, but I still need money. I'm basically missing out on money by doing this stream today because there's nothing for you to incentivize the stream today. I guess. What can I incentivize you with? Shadow? Aura, thank you for the 42 months. Every 10 subs, I'll do a little jig. Every 10 subs, I'll do a little jig. Bew Bew. Thanks, Bew Bew. Thanks, Beckor. I need to, there you go. I'll just see how high you can get that number. Let me see if I can go into Suno. Create an instrumental. The jig. just going to write the word jig. See what it comes up with. Just spin the wheel for fun? Okay. Maybe we'll spin the wheel and see. What we'll do is we'll save them up. Right? I won't reset it. We'll just see how many we get by the end. And we'll spin the wheel at the end and see if you get any items or magic items to start with next week. And if it just rolls, if it lands on encounter or something, you just don't get anything. But we can see. So if it does, we'll just see how many wheel spins we get and we'll spin the wheel at the end. Yeah, it's kind of lame. But I don't know what else to do. Here's a little jig. At the intro to Dawson's Creek. This isn't a jig. I mean, it's the campaign music. It's created. All I wrote was the word jig. And it's created like fantasy campaign music.
In a world, when a chicken gave birth to a world, one man will rise, one man will die. Demons and a fool of a wizard.
What's a jig? Is a jig? It counts. This is what I had in my head when I said the word jig. Thank you, Suno. Okay. What were we doing? Building a town. Do you have a town in here? Town generator. What? Settlement. Here we go. Simple settlement. Brothel Castle. Village encounter. City landmarks and districts. Magic shops. Market prison. Quick city building. Simple settlements. Okay, so what's the difference between quick city building? Generating features of a city. Simple settlement. The fuck does that mean? Oh, this is creating the name of the settlement. I think we can do both. Okay. The settlement name, a D50. 1D50. 1344. 13 Heart. 44 Glen. Heart Glen. It's the worst name I've ever heard. Doing it again. Leaf Village. 3521. Pure. Did I say 21? Pure Hammer. Heart Hammer is good. What about Heart Hammer? Do you like Heart Glen? It's so hard to say. Heart Glen. A horrible name. I'll generate 3 and you can vote. What was it? Heart Glen. What was the other one? Hard Hammer? Something like that. Pure Hammer. Heart Hammer. Because I like Heart Hammer. We'll do another one. 2136. Badger. Badger Brook. Badger Brook. This is the starting village. Go. Thank you so much for the subs. Bartle Pops, Shadow the Rat God, Goblin Spore, Max, thank you for the resub. Insta Rage, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for the 5. Helly-Bobs, thanks for the resub. Anonymous creeping in as well. Chen, my boy, my son. Beckor, thank you for the 31-month resubber. And Bubu Laser Gun, my future wife. If she would only but come to me in the night. Badgerbrook, straight up unanimous. Oh, someone ruined it. Who ruined it? Mathis. To think I trusted you so well. And to think I trusted you. Never again. Never again will I trust you. God damn. Jaeger. Thank you for the 10. Alright, Badgerbrook it is. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Okay, Badgerbrook. So this is the starting city. We'll go in and fix all this later on. Starting settlement. Badgerbrook. Okay. Population size, a D6. Means nothing to me. I don't know what it means. Every time I do population size. What was that, a 4? Did I write 4? 4 is about 1,000 people. Small town. Main inhabitants, D100. 69. Nice. 69 is hill dwarves. Oh, could not be happier about this so far. The settlement atmosphere, D20. You can pick this one. Away you go. Start rolling dice, baby. We'll take the. We'll just take the first roll. Fuck it. Whichever the first one is that comes up that wins. Get rolling. An 11. Chaotic. The atmosphere in the settlement is chaotic. A prominent feature of the settlement is a D100. 26. The adventurers are hated. Adventurers are hated by the people. I wonder why. In Badgerbrook, adventurers are hated by the people. Cult Town. I mean, absolutely so far. Cult Town. Let's see if there's anything that provides us with more information about that. The players should care about the settlement because you can't get players to care about anything. You just got to let that fall to fate. 27. They hear rumors of a hidden magic item nearby. That's a good opening quest for a level fucking 1 character. Okay, I'll do this other one as well. Geography on a D10. A 1. I think that was coastal. A coastal harbour. Hill dwarves in a coastal harbour town. Gives us the opportunity to get in a boat though, doesn't it? Resources near the city. Additional resources from silver, I guess. If it gets silver, I'm going to piss myself. 5. Quartz or salt deposits nearby. Culture, this is a D20. Oh, I just realized I D20'd for you on this one, but you can D20 for the culture. The city is known for its... Start rolling D20s, chat.
Bloody tourists.
We've made the Isle of Sheppey. Is that what it's called? No. The Shetland Isles. A 17. We'll take that 17. Traditional dress. The city is known for its traditional dress. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What the hell does that mean? The government is ruled by on a D10. Lederhosen hill dwarves. All right, we'll pull a traditional dress from each culture and we'll pick. What was I doing? A D10, an 8. A brutal warlord in a kimono. The city is ruled by a brutal warlord. This city has taken a turn, to be honest. Badgerbrook is fucking chaotic, hates everyone, ruled over by a brutal warlord. Badgerbrook. What was you expecting in your head when, if your DM said to you, you come to the coastal harbour town of Badgerbrook. Here in Badgerbrook, there is a dangerous cult ruled over by a brutal warlord dressed in a fucking kimono, trying to kill you because you're an adventurer. So random. A historical event the city exploits. Hang on, let me just... Terrible famine, an assassination, a series of riots, a great discovery, a vermin infestation, a destructive fire, a deadly plague, a bloody rebellion, a lengthy siege, religious wars, territorial wars, foreign occupation. It needs to be a religious war to justify the city. What do you think? Badgerbrook must be freed from this tyrant. Badgerbrook must be freed from this tyrant. Recent religious civil war. Scientology. Threats. We can roll for this one and see. 1d12. 12. The threat is a rival city. God damn it, now we've got to make another city. Threat of a rival city. Offenses, a d10. 6. A huge fortress or citadel within the city. It needs to have one of those like the fucking like Castle Rock. You know what I mean? It needs to have like one of those, like a big castle on the edge of the rock, known as the Badger Den. The Den. Millwall's Den. Upon a cliff side is an impenetrable, can't spell, castle. Just the most classic, like, you know, all the way that they built all of them in Game of Thrones, the way they look. Law enforcement laws are a 2. A populist demagogue. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. I was so confused. A corrupt, roguish city watch. Sounds about right. Law is enforced by a corrupt, roguish city watch. And lastly, a D20. Power players within or outside the government. Power is held by. Well, roll it, but probably it needs to be this one, doesn't it? A charismatic cult leader. Or a popular priest or priestess. I guess it doesn't matter actually. Roll it. We'll take whichever one. We'll see what you get. A 7. One or more criminal gangs. What about you just keep rolling until we get one that makes sense? Because there's a few here that I think could make sense, but a few that couldn't, and I'd say it was a criminal gang. What do you think? Should we try and make it at least vaguely make sense? So it's not just shit. There's fun and then there's shit. Smugglers. Maybe they were smugglers. Keep going. Smugglers make sense in a coastal town. And anti-silver ideologies. Well, that's good guys though. Silver is the demons, how the demons came into power. Right. Keep going, keep rolling. 19. A bold war hero. That could work. There we go. A bold war hero. Cult leader. Warlord. Rules over the city. Are there any vampires in this world? Is that what you're wanting, Raj? A vampire? I don't think we know any of that yet. It tries to be American. Okay, Badgerbrook. Must be once. Once Badgerbrook was. Once upon a time. Once. Not so long ago. Badgerbrook was a thriving dwarven settlement on the coast of the people here enjoyed a decent life with trade coming in from land and sea of both quartz and salt that the dwarves would mine from nearby quarries. However, how long ago? "94 years ago? Quite a while ago, isn't it? We'll do 5 years ago. "5 years ago. Now we've got to create a fucking warlord. Can I create like a gang? Dude, there's a guy that's like working on this like metal thing over the road. He has the front of this big fucking industrial looking warehouse open and he's in there, and at night time he's in there. You can hear him fucking doing metal work shit, and he's in there with the fucking sparks coming off of this thing. It looks cool as shit, and he's such a dope dude, but I hate that he ruins all sound for me all day. Warlord. NPC. Cultist. Mercenaries. Miners, monks. Sailors. Woodsmen. Need like a villain generator, really. I wonder if ChatGPT can do it. Let's see what ChatGPT can generate. create me a villain for a D&D campaign. Based in a town called Badger Brook. This villain is a corrupt... What was he? War hero. His group of cultists sieged and overtook... Sieged isn't a word. Besieged? And overtook Badgerbrook 5 years ago. Give me the information on the villain himself, as well as his cult and band of, as well as his cult. Let's just see what it does. Vorshek, the Iron Fang, human, fighter. Vorshek Rexmar was once a celebrated war hero, known for his cunning strategies and ruthlessness on the battlefield. He served as a general in a long and bloody war where he earned the moniker the Iron Fang. Due to his relentless pursuit of victory, crushing enemies with both steel and intimidation, however, as the war dragged on, his heart hardened and the line between soldier and butcher blurred. His superiors and comrades grew wary of his brutal methods. In the aftermath of the war, disillusioned and unappreciated, Vorshek turned to forbidden texts and dark powers in search of purpose. He encountered a mysterious entity, Eutharax, an eldritch being from beyond the Far Realm that promised him eternal power and influence in exchange for his service. Vorshek accepted the pact, believing Eutharax would help him create an empire where order and control would reign supreme. Years later, Vorshek gathered a group of loyal soldiers, mercenaries, and fanatics to form the Iron Circle, a militant cult devoted to Eutharax. 5 years ago, he led this cult to besiege and conquer the town of Badgerbrook. Since then, he has ruled with an iron fist, forcing the town into servitude while slowly twisting its inhabitants' minds to the will of his dark patron. Vorshek is a towering figure standing nearly 6'5" with a powerful build. His once proud military armor is now blackened and adorned with grim symbols of eldritch faith. His face is scarred with a cold, calculating gaze that seems to peer into the souls of those around him. His right arm is unnaturally altered, marked with eldritch runes, and occasionally flickers with dark energy. His hair is streaked with grey, and his left eye glows faintly with an eerie, unnatural light. I'm just going to copy-paste that into Midjourney, see what we get. The Iron Circle. The Iron Circle is devoted to Eutharax, the Great Old One from the Far Realm, whose ultimate goal is to twist reality and usher in an age of madness and control. The cult's outward message is one of stability and strength, attracting former soldiers, mercenaries, and fanatics who long for order and purpose after the chaos of war. However, its true mission is far darker, as Vorshek uses the cult to enact the will of Eutharax. The cult regularly performs dark rituals in the town square, designed to subtly warp the minds of the townsfolk and bend them to Vorshek's will. These rituals often involve chants in an unknown eldritch language, sacrifices, and strange hypnotic symbols drawn on the ground. It's given me a Warhammer character. That's a Space Marine. This one's pretty good. Imagine this guy's the ruler of your town and you're not aware that he's evil. All right. Let's continue. 5 years ago, however, Vorshek gathered a group of loyal soldiers, mercenaries, and fanatics to form the Iron Circle, a militant cult devoted to Yutharax. Add to dictionary. 5 years ago, he led this cult to besiege and conquer the town of Badgerbrook. Since then, he's ruled with an iron fist, forcing the town into servitude while slowly twisting the inhabitants' minds to the will of his dark patron. Let's get some Badgerbrook artwork. Okay, so Badgerbrook. So procedurally generate. Generate a D&D town called Badgerbrook with population of 1,000 hill dwarves, ruled over by a tyrant cultist known as Vorshek. The atmosphere in the settlement it's crazy how I can just get ChatGPT. Do you know how many fucking hours I spend doing this and ChatGPT just fucking smashes it out in one go. The atmosphere in the settlement is chaotic due to years of rule from this. You know what? Forget that. I don't need that information. It is a coastal harbour town. Known for its trade of quartz and salt from the nearby quarries. Upon the cliffside is a small but impenetrable castle. Even though it was just a small castle. Law enforcement here is corrupt. Okay, go. Let's see. I've been using ChatGPT to create my new setting. It's scary how good it is. It's so useful for stuff where you just like a lot of the time I can't be fucked to do some of this stuff where I'm just like, I actually don't give a shit about the fact that there are quartz quarries nearby. But I know someone will ask me. So I will sometimes just generate it that way. I'll be like, look, I don't care. This part I'm interested in, and I'll just sit and write it because I find it very fun to write this stuff. Usually, like, this is not how I would create a D&D campaign at all. But for the sake of this, it's great. But like every now and then, I'm like, look, what? Create a quartz quarry? I don't give a shit, you know, and it will just do it. And try and get some artwork. Badger Brook. Let me... Since we're doing a proper fucking town for this campaign. I feel like this is the campaign, but we'll see. It's a story of rebellion, isn't it? Look at this. This is insane. Badger Brook. Population 1,000 hill dwarves. Location coastal harbour town nestled between cliffs and rolling hills. Ruler the tyrant Vorshak. Badger Brook is a small but bustling harbour town built along the rugged cliffs of a rocky coast. Once a peaceful dwarven settlement, it is now a place of hardship under the rule of Vorshak, a tyrant cultist. The town is primarily known for its rich deposits of quartz and salt, which the local hill dwarves extract from quarries in the surrounding hills. While it is a town of great natural wealth, much of the prosperity goes to Vorshak's coffers or his loyal followers. Geography and layout. Harbour. The town's harbour sits in a natural cove with sturdy dwarven-made docks that accommodate ships from far and wide. The waters around Badger Brook are rough, and only seasoned sailors and merchants brave the coast to trade for the town's coveted quartz and salt. Cliffside Castle. Overlooking the town from Jagged Cliff is Vorshak's dark stone castle. The fortress, small but formidable, serves as both his home and his seat of power. It is heavily guarded, and rumours abound of strange rituals conducted within its walls. Quarries. To the north of town, up into the hills, are the vast quartz and salt quarries, the lifeblood of Badger Brook's economy. The dwarves here toil night and day, working in harsh conditions enforced by Vorshak's agents. Market District. In the heart of the town is the Market District, where traders gather to exchange goods. Quartz and salt dominate the stalls, along with imported goods. Brought by ships from far-flung lands, underneath the hustle of commerce, an air of tension lingers as many merchants are forced to bribe local enforcers to do business. Badger Brook is ruled with an iron fist by Vorshak, whose followers occupy key positions in the town's infrastructure. Though he presents himself as a pious ruler, those who resist his rule or question his methods often disappear. His castle on the cliff is both a symbol of his power and looming reminder of the town's submission. All citizens are subject to heavy tax. Did he build the castle? in this. But no way. I'll probably adjust it. When it's combat, shut the fuck up. Ratch. All citizens are subject to heavy taxes. Law enforcement, the corrupt watch. Law enforcement is rife with corruption. The town's constabulary, known as the Ironclad, are heavily influenced and paid off by Vorshek's cult. They regularly extort the local population, turning a blind eye to crimes committed by those who can pay. The innocent and often find themselves arrested or oppressed, while criminals with the right connections roam free. Bribery and intimidation are everyday tools for these so-called keepers of the peace. The secret police. Vorshek also employs a secret police force known as the Shadows. He's got a fucking Gestapo. ChatGPT recently played Wolfenstein. These shadow enforcers spy on the townsfolk, hunting down dissidents and enforcing Vorshek's draconian laws. Economy. Badgerbrook's economy revolves around its valuable natural resources, quartz and salt. These commodities are traded through the harbour, but most of the wealth generated never reaches the common folk. Instead, it is hoarded by Vorshek's regime. Quartz mined from deep within the cliffs and hillsides around Badgerbrook. The quartz is prized for its purity and used in crafting fine jewellery and magical items. Vorshek controls the trade of quartz, and the local miners work under grueling conditions. Salt from the quarries is another vital export. Highly valued in coastal regions and beyond, many hill dwarves work long hours in sweltering salt pits under harsh oversight from corrupt foremen. Points of interest. Vorshek's castle, perched on a cliffside, the ominous fortress is both a prison and a temple to Vorshek's dark faith. We can't undo it now. I have to redo the artwork. God damn it. Took almost 3 minutes for me to get that generated by an AI machine. Few outside his inner circle have ever entered lived to tell the tale. Local legends speak of eerie chants and unnatural lines coming from its tower at night. The Searing Quarry, a salt quarry where most of the town's lower class dwarves work. The oppressive conditions. They're the dwarves from Snow White. Unforgiving form will make it a grim place. The Prism Market, named for the gleaming shards of quartz that catch the sunlight. The market is, that's nice, a vibrant and tense area. The stalls offer various goods, though all must give a portion of their earnings to the ironclad guards who oversee the area. I was so going for just like a more classic D&D approach with this, and already it's like a grim, dark, brutal warlord. The time's gone. You know, we all remember how it used to be. The Broken Tankard Tavern. This grimy tavern is where many miners and dock workers gather to drink away their woes. While lively at night, it's a dangerous place frequented by criminals and shady figures. Brawls are common in the... We need the... Where's my TPR playlist? This was the theme of Mistlight. The unofficial theme of Mistlight was listening to everything by TPR. You know? And we need like rain. Do I have rain? The raining sounds. If we're gonna make this fucking city, it's now become a grimdark campaign. Remember, you have no spells. There's no magic. It's just a bunch of blokes with swords. It's Game of Thrones. Fuck, we've made Game of Thrones. Fuck. It's just become this fucking boots on the ground grimdark campaign. Jesus. What have I done? It can't be. What have you done? The Broken Tankard Tavern. This grimy tavern is where many miners and dock workers gather to drink away their woes. It's become so grimdark. It's a berserk campaign, don't tell Murgles. The one-on-one campaign that I was planning. We now have to, it's now just, we get Murgles to play Guts again. Factions. The Cult of Vorshek, an insidious group of zealots who believe Vorshek is chosen by ancient powers to bring the town under their dominion. They are ruthless in maintaining their control, with spies and enforcers hidden throughout the town. And the Silent Miners, a quiet resistance group made up of quarry workers and miners who seek to overthrow Vorshek's rule. Let's go, dude. You have to be... Oh, dude, you're 100% getting hired by Avalanche. Right? Is that the first quest? Are you Cloud Strife? Though their efforts are still small and clandestine, they hope to gain enough support to challenge the cult's grip on Badgerbrook. Adventure hooks. The underground... It gives me adventure hooks. The party is contacted by the silent miners who need help smuggling arms or information to start a rebellion against Vorshek. Miners in the quartz quarry have unearthed a strange artifact that predates the town but is quickly seized by Vorshek's agents. The party is tasked with recovering it before it's used in dark rituals. A visiting merchant is targeted by the Ironclad for refusing to pay a protection fee. The party must decide whether to help him and risk drawing attention for... There's your 3 first campaign missions. Badgerbrook is a town teetering on the edge of rebellion. Its populace weary and downtrodden under the oppressive rule of Vorshek and his cult. While trade still flows through its harbour, the growing discontent among the town's dwarven inhabitants threatens to bring chaos to the streets. Enter stage left. Your character. It's time to create your character. Isn't it? Oh, here we go. Contacted by Avalanche. Okay. How did we do this last time? In here. Character name. Sloud Crife. I guess this is our campaign now. Use the character mentor, I guess. Well, no. A D&D... What do we want first? The races, right? Which are called species now. Dwarf, elf, halfling, human, Aasimar, dragonborn, gnome, Goliath, orc, tiefling, Aarakocra, Aasimar, air ganassi, bugbear, centaur, changeling, deep gnome, duergar, earth ganassi, eladrin, fairy, firbolg, fire ganassi, githyanki, githzerai, goblin, Goliath, herringon, hobgoblin, kenku, kobold, lizard folk, minotaur, orc, satyr, sea elf, shadar-kai, shifter, tabaxi, turtle, triton, water ganassi, yuan-ti, kenda, astral elf, auto-gnome, gith, hadozi, plasmord, three-keen, owlin, leonin, satyr, changeling, kalashtar, shifter, warforged, verden, centaur, loxodon, minotaur, simic hybrid, veldalkin, feral tieflings, tortles, lokatha, grung, gith. We're going back around to the beginning. This is never ending. There are so many. What do you want to do? Randomize it or vote? You want to vote? I love Tootsie Rolls, Miko, but I can't eat them. I'm allergic to them. What was the first one? A dwarf. Dwarf should be the only one locked. Should we put the classic races in? And you can vote among those. And then we'll randomize a few others. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Give me my give me my music. Not the sad music, for the love of God. Okay. Let's go in here. Species. So, D&D species list. Just want a list of the classic races. Okay, here we go. Aasimar, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Goliath, Halfling, Half Elf, Half Orc, Human, Tiefling. Oh, Orc is also one. Okay. Vote on this first. If you don't know what it is, whatever. Just whatever. Live your life. Figure it out. God, I want you to arrive on a train so badly and do a backflip off of it. Okay, so it's between Aasimar and Goliath. Aasimar, okay. Remember that, because I will forget. Now, the next one. Aarakocra. Bugbear. I'm not doing Changeling. Deep Gnome. I'm not doing Dwargo. Eladrin. I'm not doing Fairy. Fearbolg. Ganassi. Githyanki. Don't know anything about the Gith. Everyone does because they're in the game. Goblin. Hadozi. Don't know what that is. Sounds like a doozy. Harengon. Hobgoblin. Kalashtar. Kalashnikov. Okay. Now vote on this. Bracket B. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Get your votes in. I feel like this is going to be a town campaign where you're overthrowing a corrupt baron, you know, such an early Witcher campaign. Straight up just made Greg's rabbit. Maybe. Okay. Harengon from that one. So Aasimar and Harengon. Species. Kenda. Don't know what that is. Kenku. Kobold. Leonin. Lizard folk. Minotaur. Owlin. Plasmoid. That can change shape, right? I'm not doing that again. Satyr. Elf. Shifter I'm not doing. Tabaxi. Freakeen. Tortle. Triton, Warforged. We're just going to chuck the last two in. And Yuan T. Ooh, just about fit. 14 single lines is the maximum. By the way, I redid this morning as well, so that we can just vote on this page instead of having to keep having to change things every fucking week. It's a nightmare. Lion. Just a giant lion arrives with a buster sword.
I'm here. My heart and sword. Always for the hill dwarves of Badgerbrook.
These little hill dwarves are like, we called for a mercenary and a lion appears. That fucking lion from Invincible. Jesus. Literally Aslan, yeah. Okay, Leonin. Okay, so the options were Asimar, Herengon. Was that right? What was the second one? And Leonin. You can't just be normal. Why can't you guys just be normal? Screeching, you know, the screeching meme. Why can't you just be a human? You guys. I want to be either a half god or a furry. God damn it. All right, here we go. Pick. What will your character be? An Asimar, a Herengon, or a Leonin? Rabbit person, lion person, sort of divine touched, half angel thing. I don't know. Some celestial element to your blood type. Just the most. If you play an Asimar in a D&D game, by the way, you're the most like main character energy player. You think you're the main character so badly. Think you're the main character so badly, dude. I'm always tempted by it. We're using new D&D stats. I don't really know how to. If we choose lion, can he constantly lick himself at the worst times? Yeah. He has to lick his little paws. Looks like you're not picking lion. It looks like you're going with some sort of celestial Asimar situation. What goes in first? Race. So we're going with Asimar. Alignment, who cares? Lawful good, probably, because you're an Asimar. So you get, as an Asimar, whereas tieflings have fiendish blood in their veins, Asimar are the descendants of celestial beings. These folk generally appear as glorious humans with lustrous hair, flawless skin, and piercing eyes. Asimar often attempt to pass as humans in order to right wrongs and defend goodness on the material plane, without drawing undue attention to their celestial heritage. Do you want to change it yet? Gonna be the most... Griffith. They strive to fit into society, although they usually rise to the top, becoming revered leaders and honourable heroes. You might decide to use the Asimar to counterpoint to the as a counterpoint to the tiefling race. Blah 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 blah. Given that Asimar and tieflings are like two sides of the same coin. Oh, you did this for the. Did you do this? Did you get a charisma boost with an Asimar? Is that what it is? Yeah. I forgot what we're doing this time. We're doing charisma run. D&D. Because you constantly just try to convince everyone of everything. Charisma, since we want Asthma to be effective paladin and clerics, it makes sense to improve their wisdom and charisma. Like tieflings, Asthma have dark vision. Instead of resistance to fire damage, they have resistance to radiant damage. Radiant damage isn't as common as fire damage, so we give them resistance to necrotic damage as well, making them good at facing undead. The tiefling's infernal legacy trait is a good model for a similar trait to reflect a magical celestial heritage, replacing the tiefling spells with spells of similar levels or more closely. However, the Asthma's expanded resistance might require limiting. Blah, 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 blah. So your wisdom score increases by 1. Your charisma score increases by 2. Asthma mature at the same rate as humans, but live a few years longer. Alignment. Due to their celestial heritage, Asthma are often good. They're well-proportioned humans, so they look like a human, but just a beautiful human. Medium. Your base walking speed is 30 feet. Dark vision, thanks to your celestial heritage. You have superior vision in dark, dim conditions. You can see in dim light with 60 feet of view. Can't discern color. Resistance to the celestial legacy. You know the light cantrip. Once you reach 3rd level, you can't do this. You can cast lesser restoration. You don't get this. You can cast daylight. Can't do this. Well, I'll maybe make something up for that instead. Maybe we'll just take something from like human or something. You can speak, read, and write common and celestial. Okay. Next, class. Now this is locked. We're just going to go fighter. Because I just don't think there's a reason to do anything else. Definitely don't want to do artificer. You definitely don't want to do barbarian. You definitely don't want to do bard. Definitely don't want to do cleric. You definitely don't want to do druid. Definitely don't want to do monk. Definitely don't want to do paladin. Definitely don't want to do ranger. Rogue. I'm just trying to think of like late game rogue shit that they can do. It's a possibility. Let me just quickly double check what rogues can do. And then fighter 5e. Actually, rogue is very unsurvivable, isn't it, when you're playing as one character? Oh, I was going to limit you to one companion, by the way, like Fallout style. You just get extra attacks. Yeah, I think it has to be a fighter. It has to be. There's no other way around it, just based on simplifying everything in the game down for 100 people to fucking play every week. Fighter PHB, fighter EK. What's EK? Eberron? What the fuck is fighter EK? Fighter PHB. Echo Knight? Oh, you don't want to do that. Fighting style. Okay, we can pick all of these. Skill proficiencies. Acrobatics, animal handling, athletics. Oh, Jesus, what have I done? Choose 2 proficiencies from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, survival. And we want it so that you can vote for 2 options. Go. So you type 2 numbers in the chat room to represent the 2 that you want to vote for. Choose 2 of these to vote for. Acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. The choice is your... Where is everyone? Are you here? Is my stream delayed? Did it crash? What's going on? None of you know what's going on because we're getting into the weeds of D&D.
I don't know what's happening. When do we get to fight the beholder?
Drew a beholder today. Look at that. I think it came out okay. No? Alright, I'll go fuck myself. No, it's all good. I'll just literally No, forget it. I'm going to set myself on fire. The orcish response. Okay, athletics and intimidation. Yes. Athletics, intimidation, huh? Okay. And the fighting style that we're going with here. Don't really know what these all do, but let's have a look at the different fighting styles. Archery is you gain +2 bonus to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons. Defense is that when you're wearing armor, you gain a +1 bonus to AC. Dueling is that when you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus damage to rolls with that weapon. Great weapon fighting is when you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack roll you make with a melee weapon that you're wielding with 2 hands. You can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. Even if the new roll is 1 or a 2, the weapon must have the two-handed versatile property for you to gain this benefit. That's guts. Protection, when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can impose disadvantage on the attack roll with a shield. 2 weapon fighting is that you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. And is that it? Superior technique, unarmed fighting, interception. Where is that? When a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage the target takes. Blind fighting. You have blind sight within a range of 10 feet. Within that range, you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. Moreover, you can see invisible creatures within that range. Superior technique. You learn 1 maneuver from the battle might. You ain't having that. Okay. Trying to make it simple. Okay. I'm just trying to simplify it. So this is fighting style of your fighter. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Archer. Blind fighting. Defense. Dueling. Great weapon. Interception. You're waiting for a train. Protection. I don't know what superior technique is, so you don't get it. I don't care anymore. 2. Weapon fighting. That'll do. And you want to vote for one of them. I'm trying to keep it simple here, guys. Just trying to keep it nice and simple. If you came in a bit later to the stream, I did go over some of the changes that I'm going to be making to the structure of how we play this and what your character will be capable of and what at the same time other characters as well will be capable of. At the beginning of the stream I kind of explained some of the simplified aspects that I'm going for with this second campaign because it was there was just a lot going on in the previous one, so I've simplified quite a lot of it. You guys want to go 2 weapon fighting? Trying to die. Remember, you're on your own. You might get a companion immediately. You might not. They might be as strong as Seg. They might not. You guys want to go 2 weapon fighting and die. You don't understand how dangerous D&D is when you don't have 7 party members. Clearly. It's between archery and 2 weapon fighting right now. Can someone split that? Oh, you did. Oh, okay, never mind. You're going archer? Kind of dope. You know what I wasn't expecting? You guys to pull out a longbow. But you know what? It's kind of dope. Building a fighter archer. I actually have respect for you. For once. Archery. +2 bonus attack rolls. But +2 bonus to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons. I guess we'll wait and see whether you actually do build an archer or whether you're just like, no, I'm going to throw things. Just throwing bricks at people. Okay, so you get second wind. You have a limited well of stamina that you can draw on to protect yourself from harm. On your turn, you can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level. And you have proficiency with everything, basically, as a fighter. Abilities. Ability score method. Did I roll last time? What did I do? Did I do the macro? The 40-61 approach? You want to keep those stats or mulligan? I'll let you mulligan once. 12, 9, 13, 14, 13, 12. An average man. Do you want to have 10 as all of your stats? 12, 9, 13, 14, 13. It's pretty bum average, isn't it, for a superhero? Let's roll till you get one good stat. That's horrendous. 12, 5, 7, 15, 11, 12. Oh. That's bad. I feel like you're just going to die and all of this work will be for nothing if I don't re-roll that. I'll roll again. Okay, now we just got a superhero. 15, 14, 16, 9, 15, 16. Just a superhero. Maybe we should just do the standard array. So you pick... I never do this one. How does it work? How do we determine ability scores? So you choose strength. How many do you have of each? 1. Right. I don't want to do the point cost buying one. So you pick one for each. Okay, so you have a 15, a 14, a 13, a 12, a 10, and an 8. What do you want the highest stat to be? Are you going dex build or strength build? Con build? Charisma build? What do you want the highest stat to be? I guess we'll just do it this way. 15 highest stat. Strength, dex, con, int, whiz, charisma. The highest stat you have. Now bear in mind, as an Asimar you will get a bonus, right? You get +2 to charisma and +1 to wisdom, was it? Dexterity, okay. So Dex gets the 15. Let's do the 14. Where do you want to place the 14? Dex is done, actually. Don't vote Dex. Or if you do, it doesn't count. Charisma. Okay. Charisma gets the 14. Next is a 13. We want to put the 13 in. Strength, con, int, whiz. Another 14 onto Dex for 29. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? But one of your stats would be 0, which I think would make you like clinically dead if you were like to put that in intelligence or something. Looking like Constitution. Okay. Constitution gets the 13. Now it's time for the 12. The Strength, int, whiz. What do you want the 12 to be in? The third lowest stat. It's looking like Strength. Okay. 12 is Strength. We've got a 10 now to assign to either int or wisdom. The 10. Bang average is 10. 10 is considered average. What your average human would know about something. In the wisdom. Okay. So wisdom gets the 10, which means intelligence is an 8. Below average intelligence you wanted, yeah? Okay. So you get, there's your scores. Okay, that was easier. Choose a background. We want to choose a background. Or do we want to make one? I suppose at this point we need to ask who this character is. How did we do this with Gary? How did we get the weird little pink-skinned, pink-eyed... How did I do that? Does anyone remember? We rolled from a table. I'm trying to see if there's like a table I can roll on. I have no idea if it's 2024 or not. Have a look if I was to pick Acolyte. No, this looks like the original one. OG D&D. Okay. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Fucking 52. Okay, well if this is 64. 3, 2, 1, 60, 59, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Soldier. Just the soldier background. I mean, couldn't be more Cloud Strife. Gotta be the most common basic D&D class that everyone picks ever. You can be good at dice, because who cares? You're proficient with dice, remember that. Specialty, infantry, for sure. Personality traits, roll. Roll, 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 roll. I have a crude sense of humour. I'm full of inspiring and cautionary tales from my military experience, relevant to almost any combat situation. Greater good. Our lot is to lay our lives in defense of others. The bond. Some say my life on the battlefield. Someone saved my life on the battlefield. To this day, I'll never leave a friend behind. Flaw. I'd rather eat my arm and admit when I'm wrong. Okay. Used to be a soldier. So we'll have to figure out what that means. How would you like to choose your equipment? Starting equipment. Please. Chainmail or leather armor and a longbow? Can't spell equipment. I thought it had a T in it. Chainmail, leather armor, and a longbow. The choice is yours. Thanks for the cash shadow. My friend. We're doing archer build. I'm so proud of you guys. I've made 2 archers out of fighters before, and I love it so much. One was a dwarf and one was an elf. One was a multi-class cleric. Cleric fighter. It's the best. One of my favourite characters I played. In like a 2-shot. An endless amount of time ago. Yeah, full longbow build. Okay. Leather armor and a longbow. other weapon, you can have another martial weapon here. And what's this other one? Same? Yeah, you get 2 of these. Choose 2. And this is a blowgun, a flail, a glaive, great axe, great sword, halberd, and crossbow, heavy crossbow, lance. You already have a longbow, longsword, maul, rapier, scimitar, short sword. I don't think they're all going to fit on the screen, are they? Alright. Choose one. I don't know how to do this. You know what? Fuck it. We'll put them all in and I'll try and shrink the thing. Trident. Well, actually, let's just get rid of the blowgun. Let's get rid of the crossbows because you don't need them. Let's get rid of the lance because it's fucking annoying. War pick, warhammer, whip, shield. Yeah, dexterity is scimitar, short sword, rapier. Probably some of the others. Don't know off the top of my head. Also, a shield isn't a bad idea. But archer applies to crossbows, but you have a longbow. Why would you ever use a crossbow? Did I accidentally remove short sword? Oh, hang on. Are they not? They're not on there. They weren't options. Is that why? Hold on. Hold on. I'll redo. Short sword and scimitar. What the fuck? Scimitar is basically exactly the same as a short sword. Scimitar is on 15. It is on there, you just can't see it. Revote. Reload, 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 reload. Alright, so shield and whip. After all of that. Shield and whip. I respect it, to be honest. Oh, you get a light crossbow anyway. Dungeoneer's pack or an explorer's pack. What's the difference? Dungeoneer's pack is filled with a crowbar, hammer, pitons, rope, and Explorer's pack has got a backpack, a bedroll, and shit. So I'm going to give you the Explorer's pack because you're a solo adventurer. You have some bone dice as well. Okay, done. Equipment done. Spells. Irrelevant. I'll figure out some bullshit for this. A feat. You haven't done that much yet. Character name. Age, height, weight, eyes, hair, skin, and gender as well. Let's go with, we're going to randomize all of it. We'll randomize all of it. We'll start with age. I guess I'll just roll, so it's human age, isn't it? So 1d80. Aragon. 80 years old. I rolled a 1d80 and I got an 80, guys. I'm so good at rolling this year, it's mad. Kira has been horrendous for them. Height. I'll roll a d3 to determine whether 1 is short, 2 is average height, 3 is tall. So tall. And what was the ASMR? Height and shit. Why does this... It's so hard to pull up just the information of a fucking thing on the internet. Jesus Christ. They're just human height, right? Surely. Yeah, so what's tall for a human? Average tall human height, 1.7 meters. 1.7 meters in feet is 5'5". That's tall for a human? No, we're gonna make them like 6'5". Blue eyes. 6'5", 80 years old. There goes my himbo build. I don't think they look 80 though, because they're celestial blood. What if they don't look 80, but they are? Don't you think that's dope as shit? Weight. I mean, average. Weight, human, male. Europe. I don't know if I can get rid of America out of that. 156 pounds. I don't know what that is. Give me, what is that in stone? About 11 stone. Okay. How do we pick color of eyes? We just get these things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to roll a d16 here. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Black. Black eyes. Fuck, that's a lot of colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 50. So so that's 8. 4. 32. 40. 48. 49, 50, 51, 52. That's like, what does that say? Brought up a fuck off great thing of hair colors. Sapphire blue. Sapphire blue hair. Baldur's Gate skin color list. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's just 100, isn't it? 65, so that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pale, just like pale white. Pale white guy with sapphire blue skin. Okay, and then genders. So I think male, female, non-binary, agender. What do you think? Just that 4, rather than overcomplicate for the sake of it. Just non-binary, dude. Just we don't know. It's just, you know, that's it. Name. ASMR name generator. Do you have any particularly good ideas? Gary. We didn't do this last time because we just called him Gary, right? What do you want? An ASMR name generator? That makes sense, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8. Yeah, I'll put 8 names into a vote. Envy. Hang on. 491. Voslo. Just an Eastern European name. But I say 9. These names are crazy. Hajale. What was the other number I wrote? 1. Bronley. Okay. 8, 7, 10, 3. Leary. Venhana. One of them is just Daphne. What's the last number? 3. Sildy. Okay, have you got any in here that makes sense? No. You have none. Let's see here. I was looking at game names that might make sense for this character, but I don't see any. Okay. Any good suggestions? No. Don't want to vote for two options. Vote for one. All. Alright, away you go. Now aim, as I've written it. Let's see if ChatGPT can generate an interesting background for this character. You guys want to call this character Daphne? Yeah? You fucking sure? Can I vote? What's the next highest one? God damn it. There's got to be, can we get some lurkers to save this campaign? Right, ChatGPT. You've done it. Well done. Leary. Okay. Where does that sound like it's from? What's the accent? Character name is simply Leary. Accent that I can do. English. Posh. English. Rough. Southern. English. Northern. I can't do a northern accent, but I'll put it on there. Irish. Irish. The best I can offer. Scottish. Gary was Scottish, and they're all of the English Orcish. I should put it should be what it should be is English posh, English London, English Northern, Irish. The Scottish is out. American anime. I can sort of do like Eastern European, Russian. What's Bevo's accent? He's just sort of a just normal English bloke from the south. I don't think I can do any other accents than those, right? What else can I do? Probably it. Aussie. Oh, Italian. I can't do an Italian accent. Alright, you pick from those. This is how they're going to sound. Alright, generate a character background for a D&D Asimar fighter who was once a soldier from a land across the sea. I think it makes sense that you come from over the sea, right, and come here. The character is 80 years old, non-binary, with blue sapphire hair, black eyes. Posh. You've chosen the athletic skill, but you already have that skill from your background. Oh. And intimidation from the background as well. Okay, you chose the two that you get from the background. So the other options need to be seen out. All right. Choose two. Acrobatics, animal handling, history, insight, perception, survival. Thank you, Plumrug. Thank you, Hazel. How are you doing? Perception and survival. Okay. Apply changes. Create building character. Okay. Bio. What was the name of the silent miners? Please generate a character background. ChatGPT. Hey ChatGPT, please generate a character background for me. Lyri is a sibling of Vorshek. Oh, that would be a twist. Okay. Lyri. Character background. Aasimar fighter. 80. Appears to be in their early 30s. Non-binary. Lyri has sapphire blue hair that cascades like a waterfall of gemstones, contrasted by deep obsidian black eyes that glimmer with a sense of ageless wisdom and intensity. Despite their age, they retain the look of someone much younger, their bodies strong and well maintained from decades of training and combat. Lyri hails from a distant land across the sea, a place now fading into myth in the hearts of those they left behind. Born under the glow of stars, Lyri has always felt the divine pull of their celestial ancestry. Since childhood, they believe themselves to be descended from a lesser god, a belief passed down through their family line. This celestial heritage is why Lyri attributes their unnaturally long life and youth is why Lyri attributes their unnaturally long life and youthful appearance. Over the years, they have experienced battles that would have broken most mortals, but their divine blood granted them an unrelenting endurance. As a youth, Lyri joined the army of their homeland. For decades, they served as a soldier, rising through the ranks. They were renowned for their prowess in battle, their sapphire hair flowing like a banner as they led their comrades to victory time and again. But war and politics left their mark. The longer Lyri served, the more they saw the corruption and the cost of endless conflict. Eventually, disillusioned with the direction of their homeland's leaders, Lyri decided to leave the military life behind. Wishing to forge their own path, they became a mercenary, roaming from town to town, continent to continent. Over the past 20 years, Lyri has taken on contracts both noble and dubious, fighting for causes they deemed worthy or when coin demanded it. Though their fighting spirit has never dimmed, they now carry a quiet resolve, knowing when to walk away from unnecessary bloodshed. Recently, Lyri sailed to the small town of Badgerbrook after hearing rumours of a job from a resistance group known as the Silent Miners. Amazing. Now, the character is built. We must spin the wheel. It's time to spin the wheel. Let's see if you get any stuff. I'm going to generate some art. So I'll just write this into the thing again and see what it does. Imagine. Okay. Let's see. Chen, Plumrug, Shadow, thank you for the subs. Are you rounding it up? Alright, let's spin some wheels for the let's do the fun part. Let's see if you get any items. How many have you got? 6 wheel spins? 1. A trap. Second wheel spin. Long rest. Third wheel spin. Something good. I think that counts. We'll give you an item for that. Alright, hang on. I'll just write down something good and we'll come back to it. Fourth wheel spin. A curse. I think that's fair. You get that. Fifth wheel spin. Next roll being a natural one, irrelevant. Sixth wheel spin. Next roll, next one. So you get one good thing and a curse. I think a magic item. Right? There is another. I'll allow it. Magic item tables 5e. 1, 2, 3. Magic item table B D100. $59. You start with a spell scroll of 2nd level. So D&D spells. And we want only the 2nd level spells. Why is this so annoying to use? Spell level 2. Fuck me, there's so many 2nd level spells, it's unreal. I'm gonna roll a d8 for the class to try and bring it in. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A warlock spell. That should reduce it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 3. Fucking Crown of Madness? Oh my god. You have the Crown of Madness scroll. I've got to figure out how this works, right, before next week, but... But what Crown of Madness does is insane. Crown of Madness. A second level enchantment. On humanoid of your choice that you can see within range must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. While the target is charmed in this way, a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head and madness glows in its eyes. The charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. The target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or if none are within its reach. On your subsequent turns, you must use your action to maintain control over the target or the spell ends. Also, the target can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Successful spell ends. Okay, so your spellcasting modifier is going to be Charisma. You don't have this light cantrip. But you do have Crown of Madness right now, so I'm just going to put it in here. Figure out how this works. This will be Spell Scroll. And then you'll have slots for... So the way we're doing this is... Scroll slot. Crown of Madness. Item slot 1. Potion slot. Magic item 1. Magic item 2. Curses. You get a curse too. Okay, so let's see. On D100, 63. You pick this curse. Start rolling. Exclamation point, roll D20. Now, I cannot get a gender neutral looking character. This is all that comes out. I like this one. She's cute. She's fucking cool as shit looking. I'm gonna try and... This is all that it will provide. I'd like them to look very gender neutral, you know? I think that would be better. I know they're non-binary, but you can be non-binary and look. I guess it doesn't matter. It's up to Lyri. Keep rolling, we'll take the second roll. Keep rolling on your curse. An 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck. No fire can ever be put out in the presence of the cursed. Even fully submerging a torch in water won't work. What the fuck? No fire can ever be put out in the presence of the cursed. Okay, what else do we need to do? Everything else I think will be acquired. As we play. Fighting style archery. Does this do this for me? No. Dexterity plus proficiency plus 2. Crossbow plus 2. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here comes the artwork. Let me just... We will need a little Photoshop. Get the eyes right. Option 1. Option 2. Option 3. Option 4. Option 5. Option 6. I'll go through them. I'll show them again. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seems to be between 2 and 4. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easily the best one. You've made the correct choice.
They live.
It is done. The journey begins next week. Leary will arrive at the shores. We know the world. We know the town. We know the reason. We know what's going on in this town. We have this mysterious Asimar who doesn't age, who's going to show up hired by a mercenary group or hired by a resistance to take on the 3 possible quests that have been laid down. It begins again. Art for the town I'll have to knock up in the week. Because we're done here. This is Blue-Eyed Samurai. This is the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. This is the Legend of Leary. We begin next week, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Let's see what this adventure holds for us. What will happen? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea how to predict this one. I don't know if it's by setting, it's become a serious grimdark. But I know that the first thing that you're going to do next week is have like some sort of vote that someone flings shit at someone, or you know, someone eats a fart and dies. Let's see how you do against the cult of Vorshek. Can you infiltrate Vorshek's cliffside castle? Will you join him? Will you free the dwarves? Will you just immediately leave? There are 3 quests on the board. Which will you choose? Which will you do? How will you help? I'm excited to run this. This is fun. It's time to go west. Thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for the subs. Gabe, Jaeger, Shadow, Chen, everyone else. I don't think I thanked them for their last little bit on the end there. Let's see how it plays out for us. And let's see, who is this character, Leary? What does Badgerbrook hold for our new intrepid adventurer? Tomorrow on the stream, we're just going to mess about, probably do a bit of a game vote. I've got a few games that I want to play, so I'm just going to vote between those, and we'll probably just watch stuff and mess around. In the evening, I am playing The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria on the 2nd channel, if you want to watch that. But yeah, tomorrow we're probably just going to mess about and relax. So, yeah, thanks for building this campaign, man. I hope you're excited for it. Let's see what it is next week. Have a wonderful rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Peace.